If you want to buy a gaming PC but you don't want to build it yourself, that's completely understandable. For that reason, I will show you the best Prebuilt PCs of the month, and by the way, there are some deals that are excellent, so right now is an excellent time to buy a Prebuilt PC. If you're a beginner, don't worry, because I will explain what each of these PCs are capable of running. That way you will know if it's a good product for you or not. Also, you will have all the links down below in the video description. That being said, let's start. So with the first one, we have the cheapest one on the list, and this is more of a functional PC. It's not gonna be great for gaming, but it's going to be really decent for the price. We are talking about the Pictus 15L going for $520. It has the i5-13400 alongside the Intel Arc A380, 8 gigs of RAM, 2x4, which means that it's dual channel, better for performance, and then you get 256 gigs of SSD. Like I said before, this is more of a functional PC that can game, but if you expect really high FPS, this is not the right PC to go for. However, if you have less than $600, I do recommend you buying this one. It's gonna be enough for 1080p esports titles such as Valorant, Fortnite, CSGO, and also other games such as GTA 5, Minecraft, Roblox. All these type of games are gonna be really easy to run on this system, and honestly, for $520 is a really good price point. But now let's say you have $600 to $650, then I do recommend you clicking on customize and buy on this same PC on their website, changing the SSD to 500 gigs and the RAM to 16 gigs. This will give you better gaming performance and also more storage to download more titles. Overall, a really decent PC to start gaming at 1080p. With the second one on the list, we have the Blaze 3 from Skytech, and you will see a ton of Skytech Prebuilt PCs on this list because I think they are the best in terms of price to performance. This one has the AMD Ryzen 5 5600G, which is a really capable processor. And then we have the NVIDIA RTX 3060, which is a really good 1080p graphics card, and you can also start playing at 1440p. With the next one, we have another Pictus 15L, but this time, this one is much better. You get the same RTX 3060 from the last one, but here you get the latest i7-13700, 1TB of hard drive alongside 500 gigs of SSD, and then you get 16 gigs of RAM. Because of the i7 13th Gen, this is not only a great gaming system, but you can also do content creation with no limits. Even though if you're a professional content creator on a budget, I do recommend you upgrading the RAM to 32 gigs of RAM instead of 16, but that's about it. Then on this PC, you get the most storage out of any PC that I've mentioned so far. So I really recommend you this PC for 1080p gaming on ultra settings, and because you get this i7, the more high demanding CPU titles are going to achieve way higher FPS, for example a game like Fortnite, or even a game like Flight Simulator at 1080p. And this is a really good computer to play other titles like for example Red Dead Redemption 2 on ultra settings. In my opinion, this one is the best price to performance PC under $1,000 for the price of $930, but you have to keep in mind that this one is on a huge discount, so I haven't seen it at this price point ever before. That being said, if you're going to buy a PC for under $1,000, I do recommend you buying it right now, but you have to check out the price before doing that. With the next one, we have a $1,350 system. You end up saving $150 because it used to be $1,500. We are talking about the Nebula PC with the i5-12400F alongside the RTX 4070. For those who are new to PC hardware, the RTX 4070 is capable of 1440p ultra settings. So if you want a 1440p solid system, this one is the one to go with, and it is the cheapest PC out there with the RTX 4070, and I'm talking about the whole market. So in my opinion, if you want to play at 1440p ultra settings, or you want to start playing at 4K depending on the game and the settings, this one is the one to go with. And I'm talking about there's no limit at 1440p. If you want to play at 1080p, I would save money and buy the Pictus 15L instead of this one, because the RTX 4070 is a total overkill for 1080p gaming. That being said, I only recommend it for 1440p and 4K. You also get 1TB of SSD and 16 gigs of RAM alongside a beautiful case with great airflow. With the next one, we have a $1,700 system. This is a more expensive PC, but you get the AMD Ryzen 7 5700X, and then you get the RTX 4070 Ti. Ti. I do have the RTX 4070 Ti on my current system, and it is the limit for 1440p gaming in my opinion. I wouldn't buy anything higher than the RTX 4070 Ti or the RX 7900 XT for 1440p. So if you want the highest FPS at 1440p, this one is the right PC to buy. You will have my video about the benchmarks for the RTX 4070 Ti in different titles in the top right of the screen. That way you get an estimated performance of this PC. You also get 16 GB of RAM, 1TB of SSD, but here you get a 240 all-in-one liquid cooler for the CPU, which is not really necessary for the Ryzen 7 5700X, but if you decide to upgrade the CPU down the line, this is a nice CPU cooler to have. With the next one we have a $2,500 PC, a high-end system in the Azure PC from Amazon. You get the i7 12700F with the RTX 4080, alongside 32 GB of RAM, 1TB of SSD, and a 360 all-in-one liquid cooler. So the main thing here is the RTX 4080 compared to the RTX 4070 Ti. I would recommend this PC for people that are only looking for 4K gaming and don't want to spend anything more than $2,500. You also get 32 GB of RAM of DDR5 memory, which is more than we have seen in the other PCs, but the main thing here, as I said before, is the RTX 4080, great GPU for 4K resolution. I wouldn't buy it for 1440p. Of course you can use it for 1440p if you want, but in my opinion, I would buy this PC if you have a 4K monitor or you're going to buy one. With the next one we have, in my opinion, the best price to performance high-end system in the Omen 45L, because you basically get the best CPU GPU combo in the whole market with the i9 13900K and the RTX 4090. In my opinion, this is the best combo if you want an all-around system. But if you want a PC that's also great for productivity work, content creation, AI development, this PC is a better choice. You get 1TB of hard drive, 1TB of SSD, and 16 GB of RAM, which is the only thing that I do not like about this system. I would recommend you upgrading to 32 GB of RAM, which is pretty easy and cheap to do, so you will have no issues with that. Right now you are saving $900 on this system because it used to be $4,000 and now is $3,100. So once again, if you want to buy this PC, I would recommend you doing it as soon as possible. And honestly, this one is the cheapest PC on the market with the RTX 4090 and the i9 13900K. This is, in my opinion, the limit for any gamer. I wouldn't recommend you spending anything more than this, especially since you will be getting very little increase in performance, so it wouldn't make sense, in my opinion, to go with anything higher end. However, if you're a creator and you really need a high-end system with a ton of RAM and more storage, I do recommend you buying the Azure 2 for $3,700, which has the same CPU GPU combo, the i9 13900K and the RTX 4090, but you get 64 gigs of DDR5 memory and 2TB of SSD, which is going to make a difference, especially when it comes to content creation. And if you even have more money to spend and you want to make a huge investment, I recommend you buying the Bellstorm PC from Amazon, where you get the same CPU GPU combo, but you get 128 gigs of DDR5 memory, 2TB of SSD, and 6TB of hard drive, which is a ton of storage and RAM for your needs. So if you want to make a huge investment, then sure, spend $4,500 on this system, but if you're going to do gaming, this is not necessary at all, and the max I would recommend you spend, as I said before, is the Omen 45L. Now, if you're willing to build a PC yourself, I recommend you buying a PC build instead, but you need to at least have knowledge on PC components, and if you don't have that, don't worry, because you have my video about the best PC builds for every budget in the top right of the screen. And trust me, I do recommend you watching that video if you're going to build a PC yourself, because I've seen over and over again how people make mistakes and end up bottlenecking your system and not getting anywhere near the performance that they want. And if you have any questions about these Prebuilt PCs, let me know in the comment section. I will try to reply as fast as possible. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.